What's going on, everybody? I'm here to bring you my banlist prediction for the September banlist for Yu-Gi-Oh! We've been waiting for like the last month to see if we actually got this banlist. We thought it would come out after Niagara. We thought it would come out after Euros. We thought it would come out after Power of the Elements. None of it showed up. We're still waiting. I think that we might be able to get the ban list on Monday after Konami sees how these tins sell. They'll look at all the sales of the singles maybe on TCG, if they have that data, being able to figure out what they can limit, what they can semi, what they can ban, and what they can bring off, stuff like that. Sorry I've been gone for about 2 weeks since my last deck profile. I've been pretty busy, especially with my internship and my master's thesis, not to mention still recovering from COVID. If I'm coughing a little bit this video, I'm still getting over like the after effects. It kind of sucks with that lingering cough, but it's pretty good right now, feeling a lot better. I wish I had more time to make these videos. I know I'm a bit inconsistent, but bear with me. And I appreciate all you who actually watch these videos and spend your time being able to listen to like what I'm saying and stuff like that. If you want to see more videos like this, not just deck profiles, because I know I've just put out a lot of deck profiles. I know some people really like that, but if you guys want to see more like Master Duel content, EDO Pro replays, stuff like that, if you want to see that sort of stuff, just let me know in the comments what you guys would like to see. I can work on my content and see what you guys would like. I'm still doing all my editing by myself, so of course it takes a little bit of time to be able to put out everything and being able to record, and then being able to set up everything and being able to get it all done. It's a bit much, and if the recording quality is not the best this time, just let you know, I'm not actually using my normal camera. I'm using my webcam today. It's just a little bit easier since it's connected to my computer, and I don't know how to connect a camera to a computer and use it as a camera. But besides that, let's get off into our ban list predictions. So, I know you guys can kind of see my list of cards on the bottom, and I'm pretty sure you guys can guess what I'm going to be putting on and like taking off and moving, but I'm still going to explain my thought process anyways. So, to start off, our first card that we're going to have forbidden is Mystic Mine, the terror of the format warping card, the main your spell and traps out or you lose card. It's so dumb in the fact that it forces you to change and build your whole entire deck around a single card, and if you don't draw the outs, you lose immediately, especially against decks like Sky Striker, where okay, you might hit the Mystic Mine with a Cosmic Cyclone, but then they'll demise the land to you again, and then it's like, okay, that's another Mystic Mine, and if they negate any of your Cosmic Cyclones or any of your spell and trap removal and you're only running 3, you lose, because they're going to be able to get to the 3rd Mystic Mine and deck you out, which sucks. I won 2 YCSs, it won the one in Connecticut with Sky Striker using Mystic Mine, just stalling, and then it won Brazil with the Mystic Mine burn, getting 1st place, which is crazy. Card needs to be banned. I feel like Konami, as a legitimate reason, might just put it to 1 and say, oh, it's a fair card and it forces people to main at least 1 spell and trap out. But the thing is, if you negate the 1 spell and trap out that you might main, you lose because you can't get rid of the Mystic Mine. It's just it's a divisive card, and it definitely needs to get banned. The next card we're going to put on the forbidden list is Halq. Halq can do some degenerate stuff in Splight. It's always been an enabler for degenerate plays, especially long combo plays. It did like the Halq Auroradon line. Thankfully, Auroradon's banned. We don't have to worry about that anymore. But the issue is the fact that Sprite can run Halq, and then what they can do is they can like summon an Ash Blossom, or they can summon an Effect Veiler. Anything that's a tuner, they can summon. And then what they can do is they can use your Swap Frog to bounce back the like hand trap into their hand, so that it's ridiculous in the sense that they're always plussing on Halq being able to get hand traps and being able to basically shut down your deck if they know what specific deck you're playing. It's really dumb in my opinion. I think Halq definitely needs to get hit. It limits future card design, especially with any decks that have a tuner access, like for say Punk. That's my reasoning behind Halq. My only issue with Halq being banned is it also is a key component of certain decks. If you do ban Halq, the zombie strategy is dead. You can't run pure zombies the way that they used to, because then you would basically have to find some way to turbo out your glow up bloom and being able to also have your zombie world out to be able to do like Ballard Rock while you have a Unizombie on field, which sucks. Because what you would do is you go Unizombie, if you had Necro World in hand, discard the Necro World, activate Zombie World, then you would activate the Bloom. Or no, you would activate, sorry, I missaid all that. You would activate the Unizombie, dumping Necro World from your hand. Then you would dump Mizuki revive the Necro World to make your Unizombie and your Necro World. After that, you would link off into Halq. Halq would summon your glow up bloom, and then what you would do is you would link off the glow up bloom, and then you would chain your Necro World to activate Zombie World. You can't do that anymore if you're playing zombies, which would suck. Zombies will have to re-innovate. I think that we'll look at different zombie stacks. You can't play Zombie Pile anymore, most likely. You would have to play something like Vendreads or Vampires, or maybe like a zombie synchro spam with Punk or something for that. But it's a necessary evil to be banned. The next card that I'm going to ban, I'm saying it's going to be on the forbidden list, is going to be Chaos Ruler. As I was mentioning, Punk. Punk is basically any engine that you can throw in any deck, and that leads to Chaos Ruler. And that's an issue because Chaos Ruler mills 5, adds 1, and they're running it in tier decks. You had it in Punk Therion. Even though Punk Therion is not being represented right now, Chaos Ruler is still a degenerate card that can be made off of any deck that gets Synchro 8 access. Even like Dragon Link can make it, and it's just degenerate. Especially because it also triggers all the tier effects. Card needs to be hit. I know that we're getting the Chaos support in Photon Hypernova, I think is what the new set is called. It's Photon something. We're getting Chaos support. But I think that Chaos Ruler still needs to get hit because it's just that degenerate of a card. The next card and the last card that we're going to hit on the Forbidden section is actually going to be... I listed this. I'm being blind right now. There it is. Fairy Tale Snow. Sorry, I've literally lost the track of the pictures. Fairy Tale Snow needs to be banned, especially because of what Tier is doing. It's always Tier. It's never Sprite that's doing these things except Halq. It's just Tier. I hate that deck because it's so consistent, can play during your opponent's turn, which is not a problem for certain decks, but that requires you to have turn 1 setup and going first. You can just, Tier just has the ability that if they are going second, you activate the Tier hand trap in a sense, and then you just plus to infinity. It's stupid, I hate that deck. What they're doing right now is they're basically using Snow to trigger Topologic Bomber Dragon like 2 to 3 times during their opponent's turn. What they'll do is they'll do all their tier plays, mill everything, activate all their effects, then what they'll do is get Snow to the graveyard off like a Curious, then make Topologic Bomber Dragon off of their cards, then and they might even mill a Gizmek Orochi, and then they'll just summon Bomber Dragon, go into their opponent's turn. If Sprite does anything and doesn't have the like a negate for the Bomber Dragon, what they'll do is they'll just activate Snow, summon it to the zone Bomber Dragon's pointing to, wipe the field, including the Snow. Then they do anything else. Snow again, wipe the field. Snow again, wipe the field. After you've used your last Snow, Gizmek Orochi, banish 7 off the top of your deck, wipe the field again. It's stupid. I think Snow was a horrible idea to bring off the ban list. It's good in other decks. It's just good in any deck that has the ability to mill it off, like BA, Lightsworn. I mean, they're not good, but still. Any deck that can get Snow to the graveyard and doesn't care about using their graveyard for like material is a plus for Snow. So it needs to go back on the ban list. I think it definitely needs to. We're going to go off into our limited section now. Because we banned Halq, we're going to put back Gub, Glowbulb, and then we're going to put back Olion. I think Gub and O-Line can come back to 1. We have... Gub is basically a link... is a 1 monster link 2, because if you link it off for like a link or revo, it can bring itself back, and then you can go into a link 2. It was really plus. It got banned because of Halq plays. I think it can come back to 1. The only issue that I would see keeping it banned is because of the Rika deck being able to run Lone Fire to go into Gub and then getting a plus off of it. But even still, I think it at 1, if you negate the Gub, your turn's over if you were banking on that. And then O-Line can definitely come back, I believe, because we don't have a Rorodon in the format either. So I don't think we have to really worry about maybe synchro spam or anything like that. Maybe in like the Junk Synchron deck or like the Junk Speeder, you might see it being used as a tech option, but still. Then for the next limited card, we're going to have Spellbook of Judgment. OCG put it back at 1, hasn't done anything. Even now, if you were to try to play Spellbooks, you may be able to summon the Jowgen, but the only issue is because of all these negates that we're running for like going second, Jowgen doesn't really do much. He'll get Dark Rulered, he'll get Impermed, Droplets, Chalice, anything that negates a monster effect, so we won't really have to worry about that. I definitely think that Judgment can go back to 1. And the last limited card that I would say that is possible to bring back is Zenmaity. I know that windups are a really good link spam strategy deck, but we have Hunter banned. Since Hunter's banned, I don't think you have to worry so much about like the hand rips. I'm pretty sure that Hunter's still banned. If it's not, then this is a stupid choice, but you don't have to worry about your hand rips, you don't have to worry about all that sort of stuff. I think that Zenmaity might make it interesting and bring windups back as a viable link climb strategy, but that would just be a cool card to test, I think, for right now. We're going to go off into our semi-limited. Following the vein that Konami does, they always go like Forbidden to Limited, then Limited to Semi-Limited, then Semi to Unlim if there was no issues. In that same vein, we're going to be bringing back Monkey Board and Astrograph. Pendulum hasn't done anything. Pendulum hasn't topped at any events that I know of. I don't think they're that great at the moment. Maybe those two being semi-limited together might make some issues with Pendulum being too consistent, but I think that we should be fine because we haven't seen any Pendulum representation or the strength of the deck or being able to see like full combos. Sorry, Triff, but I think they're fine at 2. The next one that we're going to put back at 2 is we're going to put Yada. As the same idea. Yada hasn't done anything. It came back to 1. Nobody played it. It can come back to 2 and it's never going to do anything because Spirit decks 1 are garbage. You can't Yada lock anymore. It's still difficult. Even if you, at that point that you do Yada lock somebody, you're already winning the game. And they're not going to come back from it. So I don't think there's any issue putting Yada back at 2. I was going to say the same thing about Change of Heart, but everybody's running Change of Heart in the side deck right now because it's just such a good card, especially when it came back to 1. I think that card definitely needs to stay at 1. If anything, maybe get banned again because it's really, really strong right now. The other semi-limits that we're going to be having is we're going to be semi-limiting Water Enchantress and Rite of Eremsir. I know that they're not super prevalent right now, they're not super strong, but if we get into another format where there's like a deck that doesn't need a normal summon, like let's say that Plunder becomes tier 1, then the Rite package is, like the adventure package is an issue. If Sun Avalon Rika becomes an issue where they don't need their normal summon, you can run the Water Enchantress package. That's an issue. Anything that doesn't need their normal summon makes this package really good. But it's also a very fair engine. It helps be able to get rid of the Mystic Mine and push for game. I think that's why it's necessary right now. But putting it to semi-limit on the Water Enchantress and the Rite is also a good choice, because if you run 2 Water Enchantress and 2 Rite and 1 Foolish Burial, then you're basically running 3 Water Enchantress and 2 Rite, which doesn't really hurt the deck so much. I think that's a perfect ratio. I think as a semi-limit, it can stay there. It has kind of like the same ideas like a Mali in my sense, but I like it at semi-limit. And looking at the last 4, you can tell these are all the unlimiteds. We're going to bring back Tenki. I'm going to explain Tenki. Tri-Brigade isn't doing anything. Tri-Brigade's not strong right now. Yes, it's a good rogue deck, But Tenki coming back just gives you an extra copy of Fractal, which ain't gonna do much in my opinion. It also helps any Beast Warrior deck. It helps Fire Kings, helps Ancient Warriors, helps tank like Fire Fists, stuff like that. I think it's fine coming back to 3. It's not really that good of a card. Yeah, it can search any Beast Warrior, but still, we're in a format where there's no decks that are good that need to search a Beast Warrior. If we ever get to another format where there's a Beast Warrior deck that's like topping, then yeah, you can hit this back down. But I think it's fine to bring back to 3. Then we're also going to ban Wall of Revealing Light. It came back to 2 last list, didn't do anything. It can come back to 3 and still won't do anything. Yeah, it's a floodgate where they can't attack if they don't have a monster that has a higher attack than the life points you paid. But you can just make Nightmare Phoenix and be able to pop this card, so it's fine. There's so many ways that you can get rid of this, especially with monster effects, that it's not an issue at all. I think that Konami originally banned it because of the fact that you can pay multiples of like 1,000, drop your life to like 1,000 and do stuff with that, which is too strong. But I think that's fine. We're also gonna bring back the Dynamite 2/3. I know it's a little bit strong, but we still only have Dragonic Diagram at 1, and we don't have Masterpiece. So I think Dynamite to 3 makes True Dracos more viable, but they're still not going to be topping anything. And then the last card is Light Stage to 3. Light Stage hasn't done anything really at 2. I think there may have been one top list that I saw that was playing Light Stage because it like blanks a back row. But even still, I think Light Stage would give Trickstar players the ability to have an interesting board state now, being able to actually make a viable burn strategy. And I think that it won't do much maybe except other than get Reincarnation or something like that. But that's my ban list. I don't know if any of these are really hot takes. I looked at the entire ban list and came up with these ideas myself, seeing if there's possible like movement within the cards, seeing like what's being played in the meta, especially with like Niagara just happening, and with the another upcoming YCS in October. I hope that things can go well and we get the ban list. I think we definitely will get the ban list before that next one. I think it's October 16th or something like that. That gives people a month in advance if Konami releases the ban list very soon to be able to prepare and get ready for this new format. I hope this format changes. As you can see, I haven't really hit anything for like Tier or Splight. They're too new. If I was to give you like one more card. Okay. This is the ban list that I most likely think will happen. If I had a ban list of my choice, I would also put in Forbidden Toad, and I would put in Forbidden Winda. I know putting Winda in Forbidden hurts Shadows, but nobody's playing Shadows right now. It's literally the only way that people are making it is with Tier, which is stupid. And the fact that Schism ever existed to make Winda was always a dumb idea anyways. I think Winda's the problem card. I don't think it's Schism. I mean, some people may say it's the other way around. Schism is very, very strong for being able to make a Winda, but Schism can be used to make any of the other ones. If you ban the Winda, I guess Shaddoll don't really have a win condition being able to floodgate anybody anymore, but still, I think that they should definitely hit the Winda. And Toad, what, you have Frog players, you have Paleo players? I mean, yes, Toad is a cool card for your deck, but it's stupid for its usage in Splight. It definitely needs to get banned. The fact that you get 2 Omni Negates on your opponent's turn is just busted to no end. So I think those 2 cards could definitely be forbidden, like banned, but I don't think Konami will do that because Splight and Tier are still too new. Other than that, personally, I think that we should hit Flunder. I mean, it's not topping, but it's still a cancerous deck. In my opinion, if they hit Barrier Statue, I think that's the card that needs to be banned. If we hit Barrier Statue, I'd say limit Samorg, like the Samorg Link 3 again. Because that makes Winged Beast strategies viable. I mean, it makes Try have an interesting end board again, where you're not summoning Barrier Statue, but you're able to at least get an Omni Negate out with Mist Valley Apex Avian, and it might make that deck a bit more viable again. But I hope you guys enjoyed my ban list prediction, and I'll see you next time.